Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Susan Tapley and I am an independent designer with Couture. If you have not heard of Couture before, we are the coolest DIY company in the United States. We help people make beautiful designs for their homes using silkscreen, transfers, and chalk paste. Sometimes we even use ink so that you can make things like really cute t-shirts like mine. So I'm just waiting for a couple of people to hop in here that I was expecting tonight. We're going to get started on a really fun project. So before I even get started, I want to talk to you a little bit about our Club Couture program. So if you are a member of Club Couture, every month you get a B-size transfer, which is this size right here, 3 chalk paste singles, which is like large ketchup packets of different colors of chalk paste, and instructions on how to use these beautiful transfers that are exclusive only to our club members. Not only that, you get almost every month we have specials for our club members, as well as flat rate shipping of only $4.95 no matter how big or small your order is, so that's a really great deal. We also have a new program coming out where you are going to be able to see our home office people doing some fantastic projects with our transfers. And also you are going to be getting a brand new catalog twice a year every time our releases come out. So you're going to want to be a member of Club Couture. If you're watching this, and maybe you're even watching it on replay, be sure to write club in the comments and I will get you some information. Otherwise, right in the description of this event, you're going to see the link to my club part of my website. So be sure to check those out. They're really, really fun. It's a great club. So I'm excited to welcome you there. As a matter of fact, I'm also going to be doing a Club Couture project tomorrow. And while you're watching either today or tomorrow and you decide that you want to become a club member, you want to join right away because I'm going to send you a gift in the mail. So be sure to log into that, get signed up, and watch your mail for a welcome surprise. So everybody likes getting Happy Mail, right? You're going to like it too. Alright, so I'm going to switch my cameras around just a little bit so that you can see both my face and my hands, which is always fun, so you get to see exactly what I'm working with here. So I'm going to put my website aside for now. Oops, let me grab that there. There we go. And here is the transfer from January, and this is called You and Me. So this is a brand new transfer that I have never used before. I've never taken it out of the package, so we're going to start right from the very beginning. If you have never done Couture before, believe me, you can do this. It's really, really easy. So we're going to remove it from the plastic sleeve that it comes in very carefully because you're going to want to put your transfer back into this sleeve. It's going to keep it nice and safe, clean, and dry, and it's a happy place because you can use our transfers over and over again. That is one of the beautiful parts about Couture transfers. I'm having a little trouble keeping my camera steady. Last night it actually even fell down on me, so we're going to be a little bit careful tonight. So this is a cut apart transfer. This is actually 4 pieces. You can see there's a line that goes through in a couple different places. And we're just going to take a pair of scissors and cut on the line. If you are not a perfect cutter, don't even worry about it. You don't have to be. If you go outside the lines a little bit, it's no big deal. We're just going to cut all 4 of these pieces apart. And the first thing I'm going to do after I do that, by the way, the scissors I use are Couture scissors. What's nice about these, I mean, you can really use any scissors you want, but these scissors are non-stick. Our transfers are sticky on one side, and these are beautiful to cut them with. Nothing ever pulls the threads out and makes it messy or sticks too tightly. So I'm going to flip each piece around. This is an ampersand, and I can't draw one as good as they did, so let's see. There, that's about right? I'm going to put that on the back of there. This one is me. And this one says you. And this one is just a heart. So I'll draw the heart on there. So the reason that I am writing on the backs of my transfers, actually there's a few different reasons. First of all, after I've got these pieces all taken apart and off of the white carrier sheets that they come on, I'm going to have 4 different pieces and I have to figure out which one goes on which piece. Well, the big one's pretty simple, but the little ones are a little bit harder. They are just a little bit different in size, so it does help if you write on the back. Also, you want to write on the back of that because the side of the paper that I wrote on has a very soft matted surface. The the other side of it, where the transfer is stuck to it, is slick and shiny like a sticker back paper. So you might notice that it feels nice and silky there, and the back side is matte. Writing on the back of your transfers reminds you not to reattach your transfer to the wrong side after you've washed and dried them. So the side with the writing on it, you do not stick your transfer to. It's pretty easy to remember after you've done it a couple of times. So now that I've got all of my pieces on, I'm going to explain a little bit about what our transfers are. These are not stencils, N-O-T, not stencils. They are silk screen design transfers. And anywhere that you see the white showing through, that is actually the paper in the back. That is covered with a very, very fine silk screen. And what we're going to do is we're going to push our chalk paste through the screen, and it's going to leave a beautiful design on your surface. So you can use these on almost any smooth surface: glass, wood, metal, chalkboards, windows, walls. You can also use them on fabrics and ceramics, all different kinds of surfaces. So we're going to have lots of fun using our transfers. So I'm going to show you the surface that we're using tonight. But before I do that, if you wouldn't mind, it would help me a lot if you would share my video. This helps grow my audience and my algorithm, so more people get to see what Chalk Couture is all about. So thank you, thank you, thank you for, we call it sprinkling this video. We're not supposed to say that word when we're live, so please and thank you for sprinkling my video to your friends and family. I feel like I can see my camera. It looks like it's crooked, but it's the lines on my tablecloth when the camera turns. So today we're going to be using something called a Bistro board, and I have used this before. This is a cool surface. It came out, I think, I don't know, maybe a year ago, maybe not even that long. But this is a double-sided surface. So I'm going to turn it over and show you what we made on here last fall. Last fall we put autumn skies and pumpkin pies on it, and I tied a cute little bow on it. So what you can do with this is you can actually spin this around so you can see both sides of it, or you can leave one side for fall and one side for spring, or whatever you want to do. This is one of our surfaces that can be washed off beautifully. Spray it down with little water after you've chalked on it and scrub it right off, and you can use it over and over and over again. So that is part of the beauty, and also one of the great reasons to use our silk screen transfers, because those are also reusable. So we're just going to use the back side of this one today, and I absolutely could chalk right on it like it is, but they made it really easy for us, and they put this little pin in the top that you can unscrew like so, and this will come right off somehow. There we go, I got it. Okay, so we've got our frame here, and we've also got our surface. And I just want to make sure that I'm doing this right side up, so just in case someone sees the back side, it is not upside down. So back to the silk screens. These are very, very sticky on the back side. To get them off, all you do is roll your thumb along the edge, and it should peel right up. Just try it. So you're going to remove that from the carrier sheet and give it a feel. I can tell that this one is really, really, really sticky. And if that is the case, we are going to do something called fuzzing. And what fuzzing means is we're going to tap this on and off of a towel, a fuzzing towel, a few times, and it'll pick up some lint from the fabric to soften the adhesive just a little bit. So I have a fuzzing towel. Oh my goodness, sorry about that. I have a fuzzing towel, which is a Chalk Couture brand. However, if you don't have one, you can use a bath towel or your t-shirt, whatever you have that's got a little bit of fuzz to it. Even your jeans might work. So I like using this cloth because it's terry cloth on one side and a microfiber on the other, so that you can, after you've used your transfer, you can wash it and dry it sticky side up on the microfiber, and it dries it beautifully. So using the towel side, I am going to just peel it on and off just a couple of times to soften that adhesive just a little bit. Hi Cindy, nice to see you. We're working on a Club Couture project today, and this is the January Club Couture. If you are a February member, you should be getting that very soon, and I've seen it. It's cute, and I'm not going to spoil the surprise. It's always fun to see what they're gonna send you every month. So I've peeled this on and off a couple of times, and obviously it's a little bit bigger than our surface, but that's okay. We're gonna make this work. You definitely could use this on a larger surface. This one is about 5 by 7, and I understand that not this whole ampersand is not going to fit on there, but we are going to fit most of it on. So right about here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is kind of press down. You can see I've got a little bump of something right here. It might just be a little piece of lint in the edge of my screen. Pop that back down. And I want to be sure that I have this on nice and tight so that there are no bumps, bubbles, or folds in my transfer. So usually starting in the center of the transfer, I just kind of push out and feel for any bubbles or bumps. I can feel a couple. There's one right there. It's right on the edge of my my silk screen opening. It's a very tiny piece of, I don't know, dust. It's very tiny, but I want to smooth that out. Kind of starting from the center, like I said, and work your way all the way around the design, making sure that this screen, the edges of the screen, is nice and tight on the board. All right, so I've got that pretty tight, and we're going to chalk this one in, I believe, a shimmer. How about a shimmer frost? So this is a beautiful chalk. Let me make sure I have enough in here for this project. Oh yeah, I definitely do. Shimmer frost is kind of a silvery white color, and it has just a little bit of sparkle to it. It is not glittery at all. It just shimmers. That is the perfect word for it. With all of our chalk paste, you are going to want to stir it up before you start using it. So I'm going to give this a good stir. Make sure that all of the oils are incorporated and they're as smooth as you can get them. Sometimes they tend to get a little bit thick, and when that happens, all you need to do is take a little spray bottle or a couple drops of distilled water, preferably, into your chalk and stir it till it's about the consistency of sour cream or cake batter. So this is nicely stirred. I don't know what it is, but the shimmer paste is always dreamy. Put that aside, and I'm going to use my small squeegee. We have these in a few different sizes. The smaller one is called a mini. It is this size. We have an angled one, and we also have one that's 4 inches wide. But I just threw this right in there. This size is just about right for this project. Let me grab a paper towel. Am I already covered with chalk, Cindy? Look at that. So hi, you guys. I see I have a couple people coming in. Say hello, please. So I know who you are. And also, please, if you don't mind, hit that SHARE tab for a chance to win some Happy Mail. So I'm going to scoop some of this out. If you are brand new at chalking, use a little bit more than you think you need to cover the openings in the screen. And you just smooth it on like you're buttering toast. If you're new, leave it a little bit thicker than normal. Leave it thicker than you need to, because all of the excess gets scooped right back out. Off, I should say. And goes right back into the jar. So I'm just covering all of the open areas. If you have any questions while I'm working, guys, please ask. I'm happy to answer any questions. Anything at all. Okay, it's all covered. I'm not going to do this little curl right here. I'm going to put something else there, I think. I'm going to just go back over it and just kind of scoop off the excess. Put it right back into the jar. So there's very, very little waste. And you've got lots for a project in one little jar. These are 3-ounce jars of paste. Okay. You want to have a nice thin coat. Most of the time you can see the design clearly after you've scraped it well. The only exception is if you're using like a teal color. It matches the transfer so well that it's hard to tell if it's really cleaned off perfectly, but it doesn't have to be perfect anyway. So while your paste is still wet, you're going to remove the transfer simply by peeling it up nice and gently. You're going to grab it from the center as soon as you can and just kind of ease it down and pull it off. There we go. Okay, so I have a couple little spots that I want to clean up, actually just a tiny little bit. I got a little bit on the frame right here and a little bit down here. It hardly even shows on the bottom, but I noticed it. Okay, so the transfer, as soon as you can get this into a nice warm bath, the better. You don't want to let it soak in the water, but you're going to want to run it under like a lukewarm water and clean it either with your hands or with something we call a board eraser. Let me see if I have one of those handy. I do. Okay, this is one of our board erasers. At first glance, it looks a little bit like a magic eraser. There is a difference in that there are no chemicals in this, so it is safe to use on your transfers to clean them. It is safe to use your chalkboards to clean it. It's also safe for your skin. So these are wonderful, wonderful tools, and you'll love having them. So that is how you clean your transfers. The sooner you get them to the sink, the easier they are to clean off too. Leave them sitting too long, it's a little bit harder. Usually it can be done, but one other thing about washing your transfers, sometimes they stain, especially colors like red and black. They're a little bit harder to get out, but it's okay if they get stained. It doesn't affect the way that they work. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to dry this just a little bit. I got my handy dandy heat tool, and I'm going to tell you about something that's coming around today. So we have had a ton of out of stocks on our website, and there's a couple reasons for that. One of the reasons is that all of our shipping crates are stuck at sea. There's a huge backup at the port where our boxes come through, and they're stuck. They can't get them out. However, today we have had some things restock, and I especially wanted to mention that some of our Valentine transfers are back. I have a couple of the smaller ones, like the Love You Heart and that one there, You Are. I don't know if you saw that one. I did this one the other day, which was so cute, really adorable. Here, let me show it to you this way. You Are, that one's back in stock. So some of the bigger ones that have been sold out for a while, confection hearts, confection candy hearts. The one that I'm wearing today, Hugs and Kisses, and there's a couple other Valentine ones that are coming back. They should be on the website right now. So if you've been waiting on those, you might want to grab them. And the other reason that we've had a lot of out of stocks is because our brand new catalog is launching in a couple of days on February 2nd. So it's out with the old and in with the new. There we go, that's dry. So one of the, I talked about this earlier, I posted about it on my Facebook groups, is that our vintage truck is going to be retiring, and I'm super sad about that because it's one of my all-time favorite, most versatile transfers I've ever owned. So there are a couple of them still available on the website. I've sold out of all of my in-stock local ones. But if you want any of those vintage truck seasonal add-ons, grab them today. Again, here's my website. It's just chalkcouture.com/Susan. So the next three pieces that I'm going to use, I'm going to be layering. So part of them are going to overlap parts that I've already chalked. When you're doing that, you want to be sure that you fuzz them very, very well. If they are too sticky, what can happen is it'll stick to the chalk that's already on your surface. Let me move that again. And it will pull the chalk up. So you want to be sure that that is really, really nicely fuzzed and hardly even sticky at all. My towel has been fuzzed with so many times that there's not a lot of fuzz on it. Actually, I think I'm going to take this to my t-shirt and fuzz it there. So I know you can't really see me, but I am fuzzing on my shirt. It works great. You can use your dog. No, don't use your dog. You might get a lot of hair, but use your t-shirts, your jeans, anything that has just a little bit of lint. Yeah, that actually worked pretty good. And we'll do me. Stick that on off and on a few times. If it's barely sticky, that's what you want if you're doing layering. I must have a lot of lint on my shirt because it's working really quickly. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. They feel pretty good. Move this over here again. So as I said, I've already used the Shimmer Frost. The next color that I'm going to bring in is Scarlet, which is a beautiful shade of red. So if you wanted to have a look that's not quite as Valentine-y in this, you can do this in any color that you want to. Imagine this in like a blue or a soft green. It would be just gorgeous with the silver especially. But you can use any colors you want. You don't have to do the same colors I do, certainly. I just use what I like. So this is just a little thicker than I like it. It feels more like, it's not like a brownie batter, not quite that thick, but it still feels like it's a little thicker than I like it. So I'm going to add a little bit of distilled water, like I said. And I do recommend that you use the distilled so you don't get mold growing in your chalk paste. Yuck. Nobody likes that. And there is plenty in this jar. It's amazing how much you can get when you think there's hardly anything left in the jar. scarlet back in stock? I don't think I saw that on the list. I can check for you later though, Cindy. I sure will. Okay, so I'm going to take my U. Got a little chalk dust all over the place here. And I'm going to lay that up in the top corner, sort of, overlapping the ampersand. Like that. Now I'm not going to push down with my squeegee really hard like I did with the first one. I'm just going to kind of gently go over it and feel for any bumps or lumps. And I feel one right there. It's a little tiny grain of like dust, and that's all it takes. So put that down nice. I just want to be really careful when I'm going over layers. Just don't put a lot of pressure on there. Nice and easy. And since I'm going to put the me down here, I'm also going to pull that in and put it down bottom here. You and me and you. And then we're going to put the heart in after we're done with these two. Scarlet, I do not know. All right, so we're using the mini squeegee on this. This is a little bit more size appropriate than the other one that we used. And I'm going to scoop up some of that red. Again, this is Scarlet. We also have a color called Candy Apple, which is very similar. And again, I'm going to spread this all over the open areas where the screen is and cover the areas. Grab a little bit more. And again, when you are just learning how to do this, don't be afraid to leave more chalk paste on it than you think you need, because you're going to go right back in and scrape it off. Okay, and you're not putting too much pressure, especially where that has the silver area beneath it. Not silver, shimmer. And pull that off while it's still wet. So far, so good. Okay, and now we're going to do me down the bottom. Okay, one more little scrape of that, and that's good. And I'll peel that off too. Oops. The peel and reveal is always fun, isn't it? Okay, I'm just sticking those to my side. My cameras are wonky. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to dry that for a second, and then we're going to add that little heart right in this area where we have kind of a blank area. The chalk paste dries really, really quickly, so you don't have to go in and dry them. If you wanted to go a little faster, you can use a hair dryer. I'm using a heat tool, and this really speeds up your drying, but it's very high heat, so you have to keep it moving. All right. See how fast that dries? All right, so the last thing that we're going to add, where did it go, is the little heart. Found it. I'm just going to pop this right in here, right about there, because we have some dead space. Give that a little rub down and go back in with that scarlet. And this will go really fast. It's just a small transfer. Cover it up, peel it off. Paste and peel. There we go. Voila. What do you think so far? You like this? Okay, so let me cover up my jar, and I'll show you how we can put this back in and maybe dress up that bow a little bit more for Valentine's Day. Okay, so I guess we're going to go through the back. I'm going to switch my cameras a little bit for you for a few minutes. There we go. Okay, so we're going to put this in here. There's a little peg on the bottom. We're going to go right back in there. Let's see if I can find it. There. And this should screw right back in here. Pretty cute. All right, do you think we should add some red to the bow on the bottom there? Let's see how that looks. I'm going to lay it back down again. And we'll try to do that. Let's see what I got here. So, I have this really cute little black bow, black and kind of a, not canvas, but a burlap looking bow. And I have some red. I could add a little bit of red to that. What do you think? Do we need any more on there? Or should I just leave it like it is? What do you think, Miss Cindy? You always give me good advice. I'm going to tie a little bow. Let's see how it looks. We'll see. It's always trial and error, right? Except I know that the little hearts are going to be upside down. So I should start this way, right? Okay. I got it. I think. I'll let you know. Either way, one side of this bow is going to have upside down hearts, I think. Once I do it a different way. You think it's nice like that? Okay, we'll leave it. You could dress it up all kinds of ways. You could even put a little bit around the bottom here. If you can see that. You could do something like that if you wanted to. I don't know. I kind of like it just like it is too. Nice and simple. So this is the Club Couture transfer for January. There will be a new one coming out first thing in February. You guys will be getting those, and they're cute. I've seen them. But again, if you are not a Club Couture subscriber already, please check the links in my event description up here and check it out. It's really a great club. Like I said, every month you get a brand new transfer, some paste samples, and some ideas on how to use your transfer. You can use this on a bigger board if you want to spread it out a little bit. You can do all kinds of things. You can even do me and the dog or whatever you want to using our alphabets or combining other transfers with this one. So that is what I have for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed. And if you decide to be a Club Couture member this week, I am going to send you some Happy Meal. So mail. I always say Happy Meal. For kids, Happy Meals were a thing. Not anymore. But I will send you Happy Mail. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. If you have any questions or comments, please pop them in there. And if you have any questions at all, you're interested in learning about becoming a designer and getting paid to craft like I do, or just want to get a beautiful discount, let me know and I will get you all the information that you need. All right? Sound good? No questions? Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you again tomorrow. We're going to do another Club Couture transfer tomorrow, and there might be some calorie-free cupcakes in your future. So tune in tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye-bye.